Okay, so today I'm going to teach you how to use GarageBand. Just a very brief overview of some of the basic features of the program. What I'm going to have you do is, for starters, you're going to open up GarageBand. And when a screen like this appears, I want you to select Hip Hop. You're going to select Choose. And you're going to have this GarageBand interface that pops up. And you can see you've got a lot going on, and especially for me, I have a very small screen. I've got a lot of clutter going on. So I'm actually going to come up here. This is my loops icon. You can see here it says loops. I'm actually just going to turn that off for now to clear out some of the clutter. Okay, so over here I've got my library. Here are my tracks. You can see here's the music. Here are presets that specify what that music is. Over here, this thing here is called my playhead, and it tells me where I am in the track. And up here you've got your record button, your play button. Up here it tells you where you're located in the playhead position. Okay, so that's this guy again here. This over here tells me beats per minute, which is the tempo. Here it tells me what key I'm in. So right now I'm in C major. And this here tells me my signature. So right now I'm in 4/4 time. And basically that's about it in knowing where things are. If you come over here it cycles through. So you can see here, and I can move this over. So that would focus on just one particular section of the song, and we'll come to that again later. So I'm going to turn that off. This here adds the 1, 2, 3, 4 count. This here is your metronome. Over here you've got a notepad. You can type notes in there. Loops, these are all the different sound effects or preset loops that come with GarageBand, royalty free, so you can use them in your music. And over here, if you when we get into working with movie clips, you have the ability to import a movie and then create the sound to go along with the movie. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that off for now. And a couple shortcut commands that will be beneficial to you guys. Over here is the play button, and it makes your playhead go across the screen. You can hear your music. But if you hit the space bar on your keyboard, it will also work. Okay, so notice up here, this little play button's green. If I hit my space bar again, I've turned it off. Okay, and you can see here the play button has now been deselected. Over here, here's my playhead. If I want to take my playhead back to the beginning, instead of scrolling all the way through, I can actually just hit the return key on my keyboard, and that takes me back to the beginning. Okay, so if we come over here, I'm just going to hit play again. And you can see over here, down here, there are these presets. I'm going to change it up and just select them. And you can see as I go through, that little yellow dot is moving. Each of them have different sound effects. And you can see over here that this is also changing. Okay, so you can tune it to however you want it to sound. You can move it around, position it however you want. To get back, I want to get back to my library. If I don't like the trap door, if I go to my library, you can see here I've got the electronic drum kit selected. I could change that up, and I could select something else. So you can see up here, it is changing to reflect that. And these are all these different drum kits that are available to you to build the base of your song. So you'll have to go through and play with it. You can add a piano instead. So here now I've changed the bass of my music to say Steinway Grand Piano, so on and so forth. Okay, so you guys can play around with that. I'll just go through a couple just to kind of show you the basics. So let's go back here. So right now I've got Crate Digger selected, but I could totally switch it. And you can see here each of them have very unique sounds, so that's something that you can play around with. The next thing that I want to show you is that you've got all these other tracks in there too. So when you selected hip hop, these are sort of the ones that it defaulted to. You don't have to stick to them by any means. You can certainly come back in here, pick your synth. You've got lots of options in here so you can play around with it. But one thing I do want to show you is how to get your keyboard up onto your screen. So what you're looking for is you want to show musical typing. So you can either click here and say show musical typing, or Command K on your keyboard is a shortcut for that. And you can see here, this is the range on the keyboard that I'm at right now, and I can use my cursor to drag it along, or I can also use the Z minus to go down, or I can use the X key to go up. And when I type, you can see you get a sound with that. So you can create your own music by using the keys on your keyboard. Okay, if I want to do a recording, then I'm going to come up here and push record. Okay, so I have now recorded this soundtrack, and I'm just going to get rid of that for the time being. And you can see down below, you can see here is now down here. And I can get in and I can actually edit this. So say if I misplaced a key, I can actually get in there and like move it around. Okay, noticing up here I'm in 4/4 time. If I like missed a beat, I can actually come in here and say I want it 1/4 note, and it will move things. Now that one there, that was the only one that was selected. If I select the whole thing, or if I select this section, I can come back in here, say I want it 1/4 of a note, and you can see down here it's now shifted around. So it's more like in line with the music. So I'm going to hit my space bar again. Okay, maybe I don't like this part here and I want to get rid of it. I'm going to come over here to split region at playhead. Okay, and then I can hit the delete key. This part's selected. Notice it's a different color. I can hit the delete key and it will actually get rid of it. Okay, so say if I just want to use this section of the clip, when I hover over that edge, notice there's like a little arrow with a line beside it. I can drag that out. Okay, so I can make that as long or as short as I want. Okay, and then I'll hit play again. Okay, so I think you get the gist of it. So I could go in and I could do that for all these other ones. So I'm going to get my keyboard back up and you can hear the difference. Okay, so click here. They're all different sound effects. So you can go and write your own music, and what you're going to do, so down here, if you're going to work in this track, down here, you're just going to hit record. Just going to wait till I get to the playhead to the right spot. Down here I wanted to point out you've got pitch too, so if you hit the number 2 key, you can hear the difference. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what the pitch can do, so you can play around with that as well. Okay, kind of annoying, but anyways, you get the idea. Again, I can come down here and I can edit it. Maybe I don't like that part, I'm going to delete it. Okay, I can come back here again, snap to that section, bar 8, and I'm just going to come over here, edit, split region, edit, split region, done. I'm going to get rid of it, delete. Okay, so that gives you an idea. Also, let's go back to the beginning. Okay, so you can go in and make your songs. Over here you've got loops, and you've got some Apple loops, and you also have MIDI loops. The difference between an Apple loop, which is blue, and a MIDI loop, which is green, is that the blue ones are uneditable. So they're a sound effect, you cannot edit them. The green ones you can edit, although there are very few of them. They look like this. So say if I wanted to put that in my song, I can move that up there. Okay, and you can see down below here that you can edit it. So if you want to edit that part, you can. But like if I pick this one here and I drag it in, notice how it says it's not an audio track. Drag green apple loops here. So the green ones, the MIDI ones work. The sound effects you're actually going to have to put on their own like their own track. So here we've got that. So but I cannot edit that. I believe I can cut it though. Yes, I can cut it. So you do have that ability, you just can't actually edit the sound of it. Okay, so I also wanted to show you a couple other things. So over here, if we hover over this little thing, it says catch playhead. So let's put that there. If I push play, I'm going to turn that down. You'll notice my playhead's moving along here. Okay, and as it goes along, the screen starts to move. If I was to turn this off, you're eventually going to lose the playhead because your screen is static, it's not moving, and so that playhead's going to go off the page. Okay, so it's gone. So that's what that does. This icon over here with the little dots, show hide automation. If you put that on here, this actually allows you to do your fade ins and fade outs. Somebody in class asked me that the other day, and I can put a point along here. So say if I wanted to do a fade in, I can put my points along there, and then if I click on that, bring it down. Let's bring our playhead back to the beginning, and I'm actually just going to mute this so you can see here. I just want to hear that, guys. So this, when I hover over that, it says solo. It's gone ahead and it's muted all the other soundtracks. So this one here is the only one that's going to play. And when I hit the playhead, you can hear the fade out. Again, this here is a zoom in, zoom out. So say if I wanted to see where I was in my track, I can see where I am at. I can zoom in and make it bigger. Okay, and you'll notice down here that also reflects where I'm at. Oh yes, I wanted to show you one other thing. The cycle. So over here you have cycle. And when you've got like 3 minutes worth of audio clip that you're working with, and you have one specific segment within that clip that you're working on, you may not want to be going back to the beginning and scrubbing through all the time. You may just want to focus on that one particular area. So you can make this as big or as small as you want, but say if I just wanted to focus in on that particular section of my music, when I hit my playhead, notice it starts at the 3 and it's going to go all the way down to the 5, but it's not going to go beyond that. It just goes back and repeats. So say if you were doing a voiceover and you wanted to tweak your voice and you just wanted to focus in on that part of the song, then you can use this thing which is called a cycle range, so that it just focuses in on that one part. Next, the last thing I want to show you in this tutorial is how to add your voice. So say if you're working with a commercial clip or something and you want to add in your voice, you're going to have to use a microphone for it. But what you would do is you would come over here and go to track and click new track.